All right, greetings. I'll do a critique here for JamieHansen. We'll critique your first project. While I'm here, I'll also just critique your second project, especially since I was a little late. You'll be the first one to get that critique. Sorry about that mix-up. Let's take a look at your identity photographs here. And I like this. Feels very collage-y. A little bit of your face, a book, this word, home. It's only partially referenced, but I think it's pretty clear what it is. The carpet as a background works. Very dynamic, lots of angles here. So it really keeps the image moving. So I kind of like that as an identity image. All right, here's a nice little prop, the water, the purified water, and then the hose water, and then I like the environment, and there's you in there, and looking pretty much just everyday, kind of almost like a advertisement photograph in there. We have like some vignetting here, but it doesn't negatively harm the photograph because it almost kind of pushes the emphasis back onto you here. So I really like this composition quite a bit. So good job on that one. And here's more of your typical portrait. This one seems a little washed out. I don't know if you played with filters or something, and maybe you're going for a certain style or look, and that's fine too. If I just look at it straight up technically, things seem a little bit washed out, a little overexposed there, and but you probably had just using the camera and whatever your camera says here. Very fast shutter speed. F2.2. Oh, flash fired on it too. All right. I enjoy the XIF information here, the metadata. Anyways, so it seems slightly overexposed. You get a sense of you in an environment, kind of just an everyday person, and the smile, and I kind of enjoy the elongated cropping of it. I think that works out well and creates some interesting space that could be utilized, as we were thinking about the second project. But we've already gone through that. So, all right, those are some of my thoughts on your identity photographs. Let's go back to your second project here, since we're done with that one. And taking a look at these images, I like your collage feel here, and I think it's sort of smart how you've referenced things, and so the figures here in grayscale, the two people, Trump and Clinton, a big part of our upcoming election, and them being in grayscale really helps push them actually forward. They are overlapped, they are behind, but everything else, the red, white, and blue, and the big, and the bold, and the words, and the vote, and all these angles, and then those two being grayscale really brings that as this important sort of issue. It kind of emphasizes them simply because of their lack of saturation, where everything else is pretty much, big, bold, contrasty, saturated, red, white, blue. So I think that works, and I like the movement here. I like how you have the head here. I think that's you, and then you have this here also moving. So you create this kind of leaning here to one direction or the other, and then we could even push that interpretation if we wanted to, the direction that you're leaning. And that could change depending on whether you're the viewer or if we look at it from your perspective. So that can be kind of interesting too. And then the no, this becomes pretty, I think, subversive and overt at the same time, where I could easily read that as a no vote on this side for this candidate. But it could be argued otherwise too, I think. But that seems to be the strength. It doesn't really matter. It's not part of the dialogue, but it is part of the communication. And then I like your term, vote smart, vote smart, vote smart. All right, good. I like that poster quite a bit. Now this one, the poster is very different. I was hoping that they would be along like a similar line and a pro and a con, or changing the message or something like that. But now you have I think, a very different poster interpretation, so I may have to look at my directions to make sure I'm communicating that clearly enough. We'll just take this as the poster itself and take it as a standalone sort of thing and see what our thoughts here. All right, so looking at this image, Again, I see, the hose water and then the water. I guess I could also look at these as compositionally similar to the other if I think of the left and the right, or from the other perspective, the left and the right. And your point. So I think your point is good. I really like the photograph. I like how it's arranged. I like how it communicates. I like how it directly deals with the issue that you're dealing with, this idea of water and bottling it and selling it and make a fortune on and not even doing anything. It's no different than water coming out of your tap. I think that all comes very clear in the photograph, and good job on that. The issue for me comes in when I get down to the text. Same water, different price. I think that is spot on and well thought out, and good verbiage, bold, simple, direct. That's kind of words you want on a poster. My issue comes with that they seem, well, I don't know. This is a very good placement on one hand. It's a very good placement down here in this lower part. The negative space falls back. The text comes together. I like how it's connected to the blue. On the other hand, I really think I want to make it a bit more bolder and a bit more coming out at the viewer, and I want more contrast. And we have a fairly light. You chose a good area, the light area, but I almost want this blue. Like I might select a little bit more saturated and darker blue down here, and it could still connect, just not quite the same that it's connecting here. Or maybe I could have made this green and then this blue, and then I connected the same water and the different, the idea of price being on this one. That could have helped a little differentiate. But I really want just some more boldness in this text, and I think it could work. The one area in this composition that I see that you could have put that isn't really doing anything, like all the hose and the bottle and you and yourself and the water pouring down on the bottom, all that's really active. But this upper right-hand corner is fairly inactive and not doing anything with the message. And I almost want to put the words different price, same water. Break those up, emphasize them, maybe different price, big, bold, blue, same water. Maybe I make it this the green of the hose, and I would make that bolder and bigger. And maybe having a drop shadow or something they need to separate from a little bit. The text is a full problem. I've gone on quite a bit here. You're not that far off, but I think a little bit for more exploration on this could have made it stronger. So you've got a lot of the ingredients working here for you, Jamie. So, all right. Those are some of my thoughts. Maybe your classmates have some other thoughts in there. You can take all that in consideration and do what you need to do with it. So, all right.